Welcome to the Real Rundown in Real Estate. I'm Juanita Jackson with over at Jay's Houses and Properties.
And I'm Jeanette Irving with the Good Life RVA based in Richmond, Virginia.
All right. And Jeanette, what are we talking about today?
So, one of the things I want us to get at is when walking away is the smartest real estate move. And a lot of people don't think sometimes I done went through so much, we're at the finish line. But guess what? Sometimes walking away is the smartest real estate move.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever had a client that had to walk away? You had to have them to walk away?
I did. I
Mhm.
did. So for me, yeah, I had maybe not a lot. I'm two incidents that I can remember where I had a
Mhm.
client that I recommended. Of course, I recommended that maybe we not move forward, but it's totally up to them. And the reason was when we did the inspection, the inspector talked about that there was some foundation issues and it
Yeah.
was very visible because certain ways that the cracks are in the walls and it's a way the cracks are like coming from the bottom to the top that you can tell that maybe it's not cracks where the house just settled. These cracks were actually coming from a foundation issue. And then
Mhm.
even in some of the rooms, like even in the garage where the 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 floor of the garage had just cracked all just had a whole lot of long stretches of cracks in it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so that was going to be a very expensive
Mhm.
fix.
Mhm.
So
I no,
my
I understand that for
yeah.
sure. So
So that
one of the
was
things,
my
go
reason.
ahead.
No.
Okay. So the way that I look at it is walking away is not always losing. It is sometimes leverage. And in your case, it was leverage.
Yeah.
You know, the power of real estate isn't just making that offer and those emotional attachments. It's not. It could cost you thousands. And if this young lady or gentleman that you're referring to, it could have cost him thousands.
Right. Well, it was a young lady,
Yeah.
and she was a single parent, and that was going to be something that I knew that if that was something that she had to deal with was going to put her in a big financial strain.
Mm-hmm.
So and not you can't look at for one you can't be in this business and it be all about money. You have to be
Mm-hmm.
looking
That is so correct.
right because that's something that can end up biting you in the butt, even though it was disclosed and visible to the inspector to show my client. It just wasn't feasible for her. Of course, yeah, it's a deal that, of course, we were able to find another house and it was going to take
Mm-hmm.
long to get that deal closed, but it was not about the money. It's about making sure that your client is in a good position when they purchase, in that type of investment, something that they are going to be, I don't
Yeah.
went blank.
No, that at the end of the day, it is that they have to go back and look because at the end of the day, if you're not suggesting or educating along the way, they're gonna blame that realtor. No
Yes.
matter how you look at it, Nita, they're going to blame that realtor because they'll look at us as the subject matter expert, right? We should have known.
Mm-hmm.
And w- the one thing I know for sure is education along the way is critical,
Mm-hmm.
and giving them some of that hard truth that they may not want to hear because they now have gotten emotionally tied to that house.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In their mind, and it's like, okay, well, I can see where my furniture go, I can be able to do this and
Right.
do that, but when you're in that negotiation of the inspection or whatever, and it's a foundation issue, I
Mm-hmm.
would rather save you thousands than you to have buyer's remorse later.
Right, because she
So
didn't want to walk away.
yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
she did, she didn't want to walk away, and then the inspector can only say so much.
That's correct.
And then with me, I had to break that down to her. Is this something, let's go and see what something like this will cost to repair.
Correct.
And it was very expensive for her to go that way. And my thing is, even though she had saved a lot of money, for closing and all that, and she was prepared to move forward, you're going to take most of your emergency funds just to get that repaired. Is it worth that? Is it worth that big expense to go into a new home? Or does it make sense to just look for another property? There's so many beautiful homes out there that you will love. But the ultimate decision is up to the client.
You're right. And that's the thing, that it is up to you. If you tell me to move forward, I have to move forward. But when she can't walk away, or when you can't walk away, I believe you already lost a lot of your negotiating power. Yeah.
Exactly. So, we did move forward. The end result is that we did not move forward. It made sense to her to walk away. And we were able to find her something that she liked even more.
Okay.
So, it ended up being a happy ending after all.
And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. If that client walked away very happy and felt really good about the deal, and you was able to find her something just as comparable, it's a win-win.
Yeah. So like I said, in a situation like that, you definitely should know when to walk away. Yeah. And then I had, another incident where I didn't want the client to walk away. She ghosted me after the appraisal came back. After the appraisal. And the thing about it appraised for more than, it appraised for less than what we had made the offer for. But for some reason, she told me she thought that it would be even less. She thought it would be even less and didn't want to move forward. But in that situation, I think there was a lot of buyer's remorse involved. I think she got scared. And then we had agreed, that's when we were doing they were doing all the bidding, and the buyer was putting up so much of their own money, just saying the house didn't appraise for a certain amount. She owed $7,500 because that is what we put in the contract. So I don't know if it was the $7,500 that she agreed to put up that she didn't want to. She was thinking that it was going to appraise for even less, so that her mortgage could be even less, so which told me it was about what she would have to pay out a month, and ghosted me. And I don't want to say this on camera, but I was pretty upset about it.
Yeah, and rightfully so, because we as agents, we put a lot of work into that.
Yes,
we put a lot of work. It's not contrary to what people think or believe. It's not just opening no door. It is a lot of work in that back end to a lot of things that we do. Yeah.
Yes, I got out and showed this woman houses when I was sick.
Yeah.
And I mean, and we have been house searching for a long time. And this is the time when they were bidding on houses, when it was hard to get a house. But anyway.
So, here's what we could say.
I have been healed from that. I have been healed from that.
I don't know. Seems like it's still there a little bit. But, we wanted to just drop that nugget about when walking away was one of the smartest things in real estate you could do. So we talked about walking away is not just about losing. It really is leverage, and when you don't, you truly lose a lot of your negotiating power. So we've heard the stories of Juanita about two of the situations that she came up with. And I would share with anyone, it is okay. If the deal is not working out, it is okay to walk away.
Right. So Jeanette, you had a story that you shared you were sharing with me earlier. What was that story that you can share with everyone?
So, my thing is I had one lady, she, I'm gonna go with you. It really was. I called her Nervous Nelly. I got a Nervous Nelly now, working with her now. But this woman was a Nervous Nelly. She very picky, very particular, and no matter how many houses I showed her, everything was, it was always something. But we did find one. We found one home, and she loved that house. We put an offer on it, got it, went in for the inspection, and inspection came back pretty decent. Yes, there were a few repairs. Seller did not push back. He did everything that we asked. And for whatever reason, I think things got real for her and she got scared. And she was trying to create the inspection issue. And I'm like, she said, well, I need to get a re-inspection. And I said, sure. But just know a re-inspection is going to cost you. And they came back out. They did the re-inspection. They told them most of the things was done. They only had, I think, a issue with maybe 2 things. Mm-hmm. They came back out, and I said that to the seller's agent. They came back out. They did that. She got another re-inspection. He said everything was good, looking great. Whatever they did perfect. Great. Then she was like, well, I want another re-inspection, to the point that she kept asking. And now, mind you, she has to pay for these re-inspections every single time.
Right.
And she did. And to the point the company wouldn't even come back out again. They said, no, this is not the best use of our time. She's going to have to either trust that everything is right or this. And then she just said, I'm not going to move forward.
So what was it? So what was the underlying issue there?
She got scared. Because she was my Nervous Nelly. She was definitely my Nervous Nelly. We had got her great grant money. And I mean, double digits. So there was no legitimate reason as to the why. There was none.
Wow.
And she just got scared because it was getting real. And she did end up, well, it did not end well in her favor for the seller. They did come after her. She lost her earnest money deposit. They came after her for the days that house had been off the market. They sued her pretty much. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what would you say to future buyers in situations like that? What would you say to them when it comes to walking away, or reasons why they should or should not walk away?
So if you're really, really, like, you got to know that you're ready. You got to know that you're ready. It's not an easy feat. You're looking at $350,000, $400,000, $250,000. It's not an easy feat. I understand that. But when you're starting to work in the business or work toward home ownership, it's a different mindset too. Right. It's no longer renting. I can no longer put the work order in. I can no longer do all of those things. It is now all on me. Things do get real quick.
Yeah, they do.
It gets real. So I would just be clear about what you want, what you need. And then be clear about, this is what I want and I deserve it.
Right, exactly.
And you're going to have to trust. Know that if something goes awry, most time the people that did the work, it comes with a warranty. They got to come back out and do it. If you're in the house 3 days and something happened, they need to come back out because they just did the work. So you can't get so nervous you walk away and then you're now in mediation, court, trying to fight your case.
Right.
And if you're getting nervous, talk to your agent. Great agents will sit there and listen, and we'll try to strategize with you. Yeah. We have vendors. We have great people that we trust. If it's a plumbing issue, trust me, we got at least 2. If it's an electric issue, we at least got 2 of them too. We'll make it right.
Yes, because we are counselors. We are babysitters. We are advisors. We are, you name it.
Yeah, that's right. We do carry a lot of different hats and a lot of different roles. And, we know it's just not one size fit all.
That's true.
So that's what I would say. Just talk to your agent. and not just listen to somebody who bought a house 50 years ago.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, you ain't got to buy it, just get out. No, that's not the case today.
No. Talk to the right people.
Yeah.
Agent.
And then the current people, you know, if you bought your house 50 years ago, that is not the same rules we're applying today.
No.
Yeah.
That's just like somebody, you know, coming and saying that, you know, like the houses, the market prices of the houses now versus when they bought their homes. And for some reason, they're in a whole different market versus the current market. So you have to talk to the right people. But anyway, Jeanette, that is going to be our show today. Yes. And we do thank you for tuning in with us for the Real Rundown in Real Estate. Again, I am Juanita Jackson with Over at Jay's Houses and Properties.
And I'm Jeanette Irvin with the Good Life RVA based in Richmond, Virginia.
All right. Until next time.
We will see you then. Bye, y'all.
Goodbye.